your program, Celebration Bar Review, it works. It really works. You just have to put in that effort and positive attitude, and you will get that result you want, and you'll be here one day. That's the whole point. I know it's crazy to think of it, but it actually does work, and it really benefits you as a person and your confidence as well. It's not just about the bar, it's about becoming
Everybody, welcome back to Hanging Out with Successful Bar Exam Takers. And I am always excited when I get to talk to a successful California bar taker. Christina, that's you. How are you?
Hey, I know. I'm excited. I can't believe it still. I'm still in shock.
Yeah, it is exciting and it is shocking, not because we know that you passed. That's not the shocking part, but
Yeah,
it's so tough to pass the California bar, isn't it?
it is. It is. I've had my share of history with the California bar exam. It is a struggle. It's a hard test. It's difficult. It's everything that you imagine in a bar exam. It's California.
Yeah, it really is. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your background and what your bar journey has been like up until this point?
Sure. So I graduated law school in 2018. I right away took the first bar exam. I signed up for bar review through my school, and I had problems right away with being able to just condense the material. There was so much given for the bar prep program I was in. And I got credit for the class. So I got 6 credits. I didn't do bad. I was ready. I was like, there's so much information, but I can handle it. Law school, it's not easy, but I didn't struggle as much as I did for studying for the bar exam. So much material, so many questions, so many multiple choice to do. I stuck through the plan. Studied every day, 12 hours a day. I did the work, I put in the time, and I did not pass my first time. It was a strike at the ego, and I didn't know how to handle failing something, because every person in law school is smart, everyone's brilliant, and you just have to just push through and keep going. And that's what I did. I took it a second time, did even worse than my first time, and that's when I was studying about 14 hours a day. I was living and breathing the bar exam nonstop, crying every day, stressed out. Everything personal was on the back burner. I just put everything into the bar exam the second time, and I did even worse than my first time. So then
That had to
yeah,
be really tough at that point, right?
yeah, yeah. I'm a little personal information. I'm a mom, so I had a baby during law school. I was working, and I gave up a really good job opportunity for the bar exam twice. And at that point, I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Was law school the right move? Am I ever going to be a lawyer? Is this even possible for me? Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should focus on something else." That's where I was at that moment.
Yeah. So you take a couple of shots at it, it doesn't work. What happens
Mhm.
next?
And then my third time around, I was like, okay, I need to spend the money, get some sort of tutoring program. And I did. I spent a lot of money and got a bar prep program. Little did I know it was more focused on essays, not so much on multiple choice. A lot of programs tend to focus on adaptive bar. And I liked adaptive bar, don't get me wrong, but I needed something where I wasn't just so focused on the questions, the amount of questions you're doing. I was so focused on doing a lot of questions a day. I was a really bad multiple choice taker on the bar exam. That's where I failed every time, was the multiple choice. So I knew that I needed something more. And the third time I spent a lot of money, and my essays were flawless, but I failed. I was in that category of a reread. So I did get that reread. My essays were great, and I got my scores back. My essays were great. I passed the essays. So close with the multiple choice, but not good enough. And that's where, again, I freaked out and I took a break. I just stopped taking the bar.
Yeah. And then you came to us, right?
Yeah, so I waited a full year. I took time to spend time with my daughter. I had a really great job. I got my career going a little bit more in the legal field. And then I said, I need to do this. I need to finish this. This is so important to me. I'm like type A. So I was like, I need to get this done. How am I not passing? And that's when my fiance found your program. He found it for me, and you need to do this. Like, you're going to pass, trust it and do it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm meant to be a lawyer. And I would just cry every day. And he's like, no, you need to get this done. You need to do this for yourself.
That's really nice of him to be so supportive. That's a tough
Yeah.
thing to do.
He found you. I can give thanks to him because he found your program. I was like giving up on it. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, should I just do it on my own? But I needed something because I worked full time, and I have my kid, and it was just too many things to do. I needed like discipline and a program.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that you did in our course was that you used photo reading, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I want to talk about that because I know that multiple choice was the big challenge for you, as you've already
Mhm.
described. And
Yeah.
one of the things that we recommend in that situation is that a student use this idea of photo reading. Could
Yes.
you explain that the way that you understand it? Because it's always interesting to hear how students think of photo reading.
Yes. So photo reading changed everything for me. It was a game changer. At first, I did not sign up for photo reading. I had your standard program. We talked about you helped me out and discussed my options. You told me, you looked at my scores, you said you're great with your essays. Maybe you're not, don't focus too much on the one-on-one because that's great for you, but think about photo reading. So I started doing research on photo reading. I was studying, I already started the program. And I was like, what is photo reading? What can I do? Like, how can I achieve this great score and not stress out over every multiple choice question? If you struggle the way I struggle on the MBEs, you're going to be freaking out over every little sentence in a question. And that's me. I would write out, diagram everything, like, wait, why is X here? I was just so confused. Like, why is this a red herring? Is this an important fact? Is everything important? Like, I would freak out. I couldn't get my timing down. So photo reading came along and my fiance again was like, just do it, just try it. What can it hurt? You never learned this way. Maybe try something different you can take control of and learn something. And maybe that will be exciting for you. And it was, I loved it. I at first was a little skeptical because it's a different way of thinking and learning, but it really was a game changer. I think I passed the multiple choice. And again, this is the first time we did it at home. We didn't have paper. So I had no paper to depend on. It was completely out of my comfort zone. But look, I passed the multiple choice section and I can't thank the photo reading program enough. I think that's what changed my score.
Yeah, it is a game changer. And for those that don't know what photo reading is, it's literally reading into the non-conscious mind. So you're flipping through. How long would it take you to read a subject outline for the bar?
Normally,
Yeah.
it was about a day. It
Okay.
could take you 5-6 hours to read a full outline, word for word, reading it. And I started your program doing that. So I started that way. But then photo reading came along and they were like, no, it should just take a snapshot. That's how they explained it. Take a snapshot of it. Like you're just taking a picture really fast. And I was like, no, how can I cross this off? Like I need to do more. And it really does work for the even for the essays. Like I felt like the rules were just coming to me when I was writing that bar exam. I was just like, weirdest question we had was a corporation question in California. No one expected it. I did photo reading for that part. And corporation it scares me. I was scared. I was like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And I was just like typing out the rules. And I was like, wait, where does that coming from? How do I know shareholders? Like, how do I know lawsuits? It just sticks in your mind and you have to trust that. And it really does work.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So you're photo reading an outline that would have taken you a day and maybe 15 minutes. So you photo read these outlines multiple times, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
so
went
there's
through it a number of times. Yeah.
yeah. Did you use mind maps at all, or did you just photo read and then go on?
Yeah. So I created my own mind maps in my own style. I used colors. I used ways of visualizing it myself, how I like it. I know you provided great examples of your own mind maps, and I went through those. But then I took yours and I spinned it into my own to give it my own strength. And it really worked for me because I could just visualize that on each question, each multiple choice question. I wasn't even focused on the words. I was focused on key words and then the answers. And I was like, boom, that's the answer. And I was so fast. I literally would finish so fast. And I was like, wait, I need to go back. And I was like, no, you know it. You know what you're doing. You've been doing this. And even with the practice exams right before the bar exam, I even talked to you right before that. And I was like, I don't feel good about this. I don't feel like I'm going to pass. And you're like, no, like you started this journey and you have to finish it and you have what it takes. And each practice exam before that, I never have scored over 65% on any practice exam that I've ever studied for. I was scoring at 80% going into the bar exam. And I was like, how? How is this possible? How am I doing this? And it just worked. It just worked. I was always at 60%. I could never get over 65% going into the exam. So imagine my confidence now scoring 80% going into the bar. So I
And
just
how did
felt
you
great.
do? And how did you do on the multi-state or the multiple choices it was given?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I felt confident taking it. And I'm telling you, like, this is honestly the truth. I was scared of taking multiple choice. The first assignment for you, I did horrible. I was at like 45% because I had a break. I took a year off. So I was taking evidence questions and I'm like, I don't know anything. Like I reading each question, struggling to do the a minute 48 that they give us. And at the end of it, I was finishing 30 seconds of a question. And the harder ones, obviously, you have to take more time. But there were some questions where I was like, no, 20 seconds, got it. I already know it. I already know that answer. I'm not going to change it. And everyone just tell me, do not change your answer. You know it. It's your instinct. It's like a conscious like instinct that you have. That's photo reading and mind mapping.
Yeah, and we call it selective intuition, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. And you were using it. And so when you called me right before the exam, it was like, Christina, just hang in there, man. You're ready. You can do this. So
Yeah.
that's always an interesting experience. Part of taking the bar this many times really becomes a mind game, doesn't it? You're really struggling with your own sense of failure and insecurity. How did you deal with that? It sounds like you had a very supportive fiance and people around you that were
Mhm.
encouraging you, but it's still a real challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's an internal struggle. I cried for the first 2 days that I found out I passed the bar because I'm gonna get emotional, but it's just you give up so much to do this dream and you just want someone to believe in you and help you get there because you know you're capable, but people tell you like there's no way you're gonna fail. But in your mind, you're like, no, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. I've already failed. So I think it takes a lot of strength and courage to do this test. It's just an ongoing internal struggle in yourself to figure out if this is like what you can do. And everyone here is capable of doing it. I really believe it. And I didn't see it until I found my name on that list.
Yeah.
Until I saw my name, I realized this is all worth it. This is so worth it.
Yeah, I want to talk about that moment when you got your scores because obviously it's a big moment. Some people's reactions go viral on Instagram. But so tell me about what it was like that afternoon, 6 p.m. Pacific time, results
Yeah,
come out on a Friday.
that day was crazy. I worked all day. So I worked till 4:30. I left a little early from work. Everyone knew I was getting my results. So I was like, you know what, I work from home. So I was just like, I need to go to the gym. I need to do something to get my mind off of it. But the whole time I was there, I was so scared. I couldn't stop going to the restroom. Like I was TMI, but I was like, I just was so nervous. I was like, this is it. This is my work. All my work is in this moment. Like for the past couple of years, this is all it's going to come down to. And I went to my mom's house and I was like, I can't do this alone. I always do it alone. So this time I was like, I need to be with somebody so I do not freak out either way. And I couldn't log in right away because I think everyone was logging in at the same time. My password was said invalid password. I was like, I just think I'm so nervous. I can't even handle it. So I got in 15 minutes after the results came out. So it was like 6:15 and I was like, it says pass. Like I'm on the list. I'm on the list. Like I kept checked like 20, 30 times. And I was like, no. And I was like, mom, check. And she's like, it's there. Your name's there. You passed. And I was like, no, this cannot be it. This is great. At first I was like, couldn't even cry. I was just like in shock. And then I just started crying and I didn't stop crying until Sunday. I think I was just on and off crying of joy that I
Good.
never have to do this again.
Yeah. Your daughter is young, but
Yeah.
when she gets older, what are you going to tell her about this experience?
I want to tell her to never give up on yourself because she was my motivation this whole time. I don't think I could have done this the way I did it if it wasn't for her. I've gone through a lot personally with family, and this moment, like me having her during that law school time, stressful time, it really put things in perspective. And every night I was staying up till when I could study, I was just thinking about her. I just had her in my mind, like a picture of her in my mind, and wanting her to see me succeed. And I want her to do the same thing. I never want her to give up. So I think it's a great moment for you to realize, wow, if I could do it, she could do it. And I'm going to be there for her the way I have support, the way I have it.
Yeah, I think that modeling that behavior, there'll come a point in time, maybe she'll watch this interview and she'll say, Mom, what was that about? What was going on there? And to
Yeah.
be able to say, look, you don't have to give up on your dreams and you can
Yeah.
do anything, right, is an
Yeah.
incredibly powerful statement. And I know she'll be proud of you. I know your rest of your family is proud of you already. I want to just spend a minute because the California bar exam was so different this year. And the pass rate for repeat bar takers was 41, 42%. So you definitely beat the odds. But it was also a test given online for the first time ever. And I want to talk a little bit about what that process was like for you. Rather than going to a testing site, you took the test from home, right?
Yep. Yep. It
What was
was,
it like?
well, because I've already taken it a couple times in person, I get anxious. I get very nervous with a bunch of people around me taking a test. Everyone's typing fast, sighing, crying. I've seen everything. So for me, this was actually in a way a good thing for me because I was by myself. I wasn't around anyone. I was just so focused on the test and passing. I the one thing about it was that you had to take a break every essay. So we took 15-minute breaks per essay. So it dragged a little. It was a little hard to keep focus at the end of the day. But I actually enjoyed the whole, besides the fact of being online and being recorded like this, like, you're on a video. So they see you see yourself as you take the test. But that kind of goes out of the when you're just in it, you're just so focused. You want to pass. And I liked it. I enjoyed being by myself. That's the one thing I really enjoyed, was just concentrating on myself and not on other people. I think the first time you ever take the test and you're around thousands of people, you don't even remember anything, or you're just so focused on not embarrassing yourself or doing something crazy. So this time around, it's like nice that you're just in the comfort of your own home. The one thing that is very scary is getting your system updated. You have to enter a password after every break. That's very difficult. It's very scary because I've heard a lot of stories about people's computers just crashing and they weren't able to finish the test. And that's very scary. And I tried to stay away from that the first day because I was just very nervous that my computer would crash. And then it's just, you don't have anyone there to like really help you.
And there were a couple of issues that we now know in retrospect. One was there were about 4,000 people who weren't able to take the test. Of 12,000 registered, only about 8,000 took it. And then the artificial intelligence, so you're talking about seeing your picture up on the screen. The
Yeah.
artificial intelligence was monitoring facial movement, and it
Looking
flagged a
down.
whole lot
Yeah.
of people. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah. I know two people that got flagged.
Yeah.
And they texted me and they said, I don't want to freak you out, but I got an email from the bar. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't get the email. And I was like, just freaking out. It was like a couple of weeks before we got our results. And that was scary. That's scary because I was so nervous that I was going to get flagged or just failed automatically. And it's just anytime you make a sound, they listen for the sound, your voice, anything. So I think that's the whole issue in itself. And then when you're actually in it, you're in your second essay, you're not even focused on it. You're just so focused on what you're doing. But after, you're like, wait, what did I do on the video? Like, how was I reacting? Because in reality, on a normal bar, no one's really paying attention to your facials. If just anyone sees anything suspect, they're just going to go up to you. So that's the difference. I think that's a little, nerve-wracking at first.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the questions that I get from people when they're struggling to pass the exam, and they've taken it multiple times, and they say, I feel like giving up. It's just not going to be worth it. Was it worth it to you when you got the results?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No question.
100%. No, 150%. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
all I wanted. My whole life is all I wanted was to become a lawyer in California. I wanted to stay here. I'm from California, born and raised. I've been in the same city my whole life. I wanted this so bad. And a lot of people told me, like, just move somewhere else, go to an easier state, go, practice there for 5 years and come back and you can just, and I said, no, like, this is my home. Like this, I grew up here. I want this here. And I just never stopped believing that I could do it, even though I cried a lot. I just knew that I went to law school. I passed. I was meant for this. I was meant to become an attorney, a licensed attorney in California. And that's what I wanted my whole life. So I knew all this work had to pay off at some point. And even though it's hard to believe it on the day to day, it does pay off. It really does work.
Yeah. And I'm really proud of you for the effort that you put in, the work that you did. I also think the fact that you recognized that you had to do something different, right? So many people get into this rut and they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then they hear about a course like ours that does things differently. And of course, there's a natural skepticism that comes into that. And they say, oh, that can't possibly work. Well, what would you say to them?
It does work. And I'm going to be honest that I listened to every person that's spoken before this that passed the bar. I heard stories from moms. I've heard people crying that like they passed the bar after the sixth, seventh time. And I was like, wow, that's not going to be me. I'm not going to pass. Like I'm never going to pass. And just such a like negative attitude and outlook. But watch, it's just crazy that you're in this seat, like you actually passed. And I would go to work out and just listen to the videos, like just listen to people talking about passing. And I really can't thank you enough for this program because I know I have it in me to pass. I just needed that push and that guidance to get there. Photo reading, mind maps, your whole program, your syllabus is amazing. It really helped me map out my life realistically because I couldn't study 12 hours again. I gave up so much time, sacrificed stuff, being there for my daughter and doing things with her just to study as much as I did in the past. I stopped working. I didn't have any money. So it's great that I was working full time. I was working full time, 40 hours a week, and I work in a legal field. So I was stressed out over that. But I was also like working and I would study a normal amount of hours. I would never, ever study I never even studied 8 hours. I don't think in a day. I think I studied 5 hours was my most. And that's when I was really practicing. But before that with photo reading, I was just getting the material down and not stressing out about reading every little word in each paragraph.
That's awesome. We're very proud of you. We're very excited for your success. You have
Thank
beaten
you.
all of those odds, and successful mom and working and putting it all together. The future should just be super bright for you. And knowing that you just passed this incredibly tough test, the toughest bar exam in the country, just has to give you so much confidence, right?
It does. It makes me feel like this is what I was destined to do. And I'm definitely not one to give up on myself, but this was the first like thing in my life where I was like, I don't know if I can do it. But I think everyone out there should know that's deciding on programs. Your program, CBR Celebration Bar Review, it works. It really works. You just have to put in that effort and positive attitude and you will get that result you want and you'll be here one day. That's the whole point. I know it's crazy to think of it, but it actually does work and it really benefits you as actually a person and your confidence as well. It's not just about the bar, it's about becoming an attorney. So I think I'm just ready for this next phase of my life.
Ready to see exciting things from you and great things. And I check in with me in 10 years. Hopefully I'll still be around. And tell me what your daughter thinks when she sees this, because
she'll
I
be
think
in high school. I think she'll be in her first year. So
how cool is that?
I want to see what she's going to be doing at that point.
It's very exciting. I know she will be proud of you. I know everybody in your family is proud of you.
Thank you.
What a great journey and a great story. And I thank you so much for being open and sharing this story. I imagine there are a lot of people in our audience today who are like jaw dropped. Oh my God, I can do this. I can do this.
They can do it. They can do it. I already told like a bunch of my friends that are like studying again for the bar. I've told everyone like, please sign up for this program. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I can't thank you enough for just giving everyone this opportunity to really find yourself in this bar again. Find yourself and find that confidence, because I was confident going in. I was nervous, but I was confident going into that bar exam, and it paid off. Everything paid off. All that hard work, all those tears, all those long nights, everything pays off.
There you go. That I can't think of a better way to wrap up than that. I so appreciate it. And congratulations again. Enjoy the experience and stay in touch. We're just excited for you.
I will be in touch.
Yeah.
In touch for sure.
Great. And to our audience, thank you for being with us. We'll be back again soon with another story with a successful bar taker. Bye-bye, everybody.